The first game of this three banger, we got a 3 game home stretch. We have the Dallas Mavericks comes to LA January 22nd. January 24th, we have the Brooklyn Nets coming to LA. And the last game of this three banger, we have for January 26th, we have the Portland Trail Blazers. So let's get into this game. We finna get into this game. Yes, we is. So let's get into it. In just a second. All right, let's get into this game.
The Dallas Mavericks arrived at the building earlier today. Hello, everyone. Proud to bring you Wednesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. And tonight, we've got the Los Angeles Lakers playing against the Dallas Mavericks. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. The star backcourt, Doncic and Irving are the guard set. Then there's Daniel Gafford. Then it's Thompson, and it's Marshall in at the 4 spot. And for the Lakers, on the block, it's Vanderbilt and Davis. Then it's Austin Reeves. Then it's Rui Hachimura. And it's Hood Schifino in at the 1 spot. And if you claim to be a basketball purist, and Greg, I know you do, one thing you gotta love watching is great ball movement.
Which is something both of these teams take pride in. It's always fun to watch guys be unselfish with the ball and look to make each other better.
Now, here is Irving, coming off a stellar performance against New Orleans. And Hood Schifino pulls it down. Fast break, the Lakers. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
Yeah, just solid on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finish hard with 2 hands on that stump. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here.
A jump ball is good call.
So here is Dallas. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, I talked to the Lakers head coach. Coach said how much he admires Klay Thompson, saying that guy is the champion. Coming back from 2 years away, Thompson's still one of the best two-way guards in the league. Nothing but respect for Klay. Zero argument here. Thompson surely a future Hall of Fame. Guys?
Thank you, David. And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. Well, after their three-point shooting abandoned them in the finals, the Mavericks have addressed that shortcoming in a major way. acquiring one of the Splash Brothers, Klay Thompson. Klay is eager for a fresh start and an opportunity, I'm told, to add another ring to his championship resume. This should be a match made in heaven.
Without a doubt, Sean's Tirania with the report. Hey, Sean, thanks.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Well, if you continue to execute at both ends, you can build on this lead.
Stolen away. And there it goes. Jimmy got one home.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
All by himself. Passes it to Vanderbilt. Lets it go with a three. And another three for the Lakers.
Are you kidding? 5 for 5, and they just got started.
And it'll be the Mavericks with their first time out here of the game. Last time they met was in Dallas.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first meeting, they'll need to be stronger on the glass. They were completely outmatched in the last one.
Well, you have to believe the coaching staff made that a point of emphasis. Better aggressiveness, better intensity on the backboards.
Wake up, bro.
And a great time to check out the power rankings. See how the teams are stacking up across the league. Taking a look at Oklahoma City. They've climbed all the way up to the second spot.
And when you look at the Lakers, they've claimed the top spot because they've earned it. Some people say they're playing above their heads. I think we're just starting to realize how good this team is.
Now, here's Doncic. He picked up 27 points in their last win against New Orleans. The pass to Gafford. Just 5 to shoot. They need this one. It's stolen by Davis. Here's Jafino. Guarded by Doncic. And it's good. 2 points. Jimmer's got 5 points so far. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle steps for the Lakers?
They're really mucking things up. Racking up steal after steal, just not letting them develop any kind of offensive rhythm.
And the other thing that's working for them tonight, getting out into the open floor, damage coming in transition.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Dallas will retain possession. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Anthony Davis.
And looking at his offensive numbers in the past few years, it seems like teams around the league kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Dante Exum is checked in for Doncic. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Thompson outside. It's deflected. It's stolen by Hachimura. And up the floor again for the Lakers, running the court. And the dunk by Vanderbilt.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Poked away. Thompson outside. And Hachimura with a clear path to the rest. And the dunk by Hachimura.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
And give them credit for approaching this game with the right energy and intensity. This team has attacked every chance they've gotten.
And the Mavericks call time here. Here we are in the middle of the season, and Doris, are most of these games where you expected they to be in the standings?
I think, Kevin, what's always fascinating about the way a season plays, there's usually one or two surprises. It might be a team-driven surprise, or maybe the emergence of a player that was unexpected. But that is always what you love about this sport. Guys work hard to exceed the expectations of them. Same thing can be said of the teams.
Hey, what up, dude?
Wood, he's checked in for Vanderbilt. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Dallas. Hardy comes in for Thompson.
It's going pretty good. What about yourself?
Here's Hardy. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Outside, Davis fires from deep. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
And one thing the Lakers are so adept at, including their sets, to have different players start the action.
Yeah, it takes a high level of basketball IQ to do that on the fly. Makes defending the Lakers a nightmare. You never know how they'll attack you.
It's all about the defense right there. Without that level of activity, he probably scores it.
Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
Mavericks ball.
About halfway through the season, and chance here to recap where all the
Yes,
teams
what's
in
up?
the West sit in the standings. Look at the Lakers, earning the first place position with a terrific record.
Where you
And
from?
we've seen them perform splendidly pretty much all season long so far, and they're definitely the team to beat. And, of course, the Dallas Mavericks, they're down in 8th place.
And you know, for the Lakers, for me, they've taken the league by storm this season. I felt like they were maybe a year ahead of schedule in terms of being in the elite group. But you look at them right now, and here they are.
They weren't on anyone's radar, let's be honest, before the season began. But they put themselves square in the conversation now.
Guys are looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Exum passes to Kleber. And he can't stop the run as he misses. And so Wood will bring it up for the Lakers. Left side, Davis. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
I'll tell you, right now, these guys cannot be stopped.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now. Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
Hachimura kicks to Davis. Reeves in the corner. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Right now, they've done an excellent job of spacing the floor.
And what surprises me is the defense hasn't done anything to take away that three-point shot. That has been their preferred weapon tonight.
And so it's Los Angeles with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Back to the action in just a minute. Glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, the Lakers enjoying a nice lead here.
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch. Executing their game plan.
Oh, boy. How many YouTube pages do you got?
Here's Reeves. Coming off a stellar performance against Oklahoma City. Christie is out there with Austin Reeves. Then it's Connect. Then it's Christian Wood. And it's Davis at the center, walking down the middle. That's the group for the Lakers to start the second quarter.
Oh, okay.
Irving against Reeves. Outside Irving. Poke loose. 6 on the shot clock. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last. A moment now to check out who's leading in the All-Star voting.
And a lot of fans and players interested to see how this thing all turns out.
Well, you look at Doncic. He's in the lead, sitting at #1 in the West.
Clearly a fan favorite, and they're giving him the highest praise possible on their ballots.
And keep tuning in for updated results. You can visit NBA.com for more. Reeves goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him
That's
on
what's
that one.
up.
Reeves has gone 4 for 5 from the floor tonight. Just one miss. Knocks it loose. Reeves against Irving. There's the drive. Misses from close range. Los Angeles has gone a very strong 4 for 5 from three-point land in the ball game. However you feel about Kyrie Irving, you cannot deny, Doris, he is an elite player still.
Kevin, there are many who consider Kyrie Irving to be the greatest finishing guard in the history of the game. I mean, left hand, right hand, a little bit of English and polish, big shot maker. And what I love for Kyrie Irving right now is he seems content and happy.
Now the Lakers on the break. The wide open look here for Wood. Hits it from three-point range. Wood's got himself on the board with 3 there.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation, doing over and back. And now here's the upcoming schedule for the Dallas Mavericks. On Friday, they'll be playing against Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors. Then on Monday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Boston Celtics.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams that they'll be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
Exum with it, defended by Reeves. And he goes in for the dunk.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Here's Dallas. Their next game is in San Francisco, so a road game with the Warriors. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Stolen by Reeves. Christie the pass to Reeves. Powered down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
They get a hand on it. Outside Irving. Teardrop shot. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Nailed from three-point land. Christie's got 5 points in the quarter.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. And finished off by Wood.
Just great hustle up the floor by Christian Wood. He takes advantage of a defense in scramble mode.
And here's Marshall to bring it up for Dallas. Thompson outside. Kicks it to Marshall. Davis, the pass to Reeves. And that one falls, coming off of Davis's feet. Davis has got 3 assists tonight.
Well, this guy flat out carrying the load for them offensively. He is taking and making good shots. What a terrific job.
Analytics or the eye test? The optics or the numbers in front, Greg? When you're judging the performance of a player, what kind of criteria do you use?
Well, an MVP candidate recently said, my eye test tells me this guy's a terrible defender, but the analytics tell me he's a great defender. I'm confused.
Yo.
I often feel the same way.
And it's Davis.
Yeah, what you up to, bro?
I'll tell you, right now, these guys cannot be stopped.
All right, nigga, keep making my money then, motherfucker.
Is at an all-time high. Just
Man, shit up here beating ass niggas.
Now, here is
All right, bet that.
nothing on the board.
Yeah.
Dishes it to Exum. Outside for Davis. Pulls up. Good on the bucket.
Just a great job of controlling that defensive backboard, then getting out in transition. That's been the difference.
Mavericks have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Exum with it. Picked up by Davis. And here's a fast break. Davis leading the way.
Back up.
And he hands it with the
Good job.
A lot to like about the way they're playing right now, but still plenty of time left.
You do like that the offense is humming along. They're putting in the effort to distance themselves.
Exum kicks the foul. To stop the run. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Davis has got 4 rebounds in this game. Christie the pass to Wood. Connect with it. The tray. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
You have to stay attached to connect. He's a terrific off-ball threat.
Marshall dishes to Exum. And here again, Los Angeles in transition. But what they go.
And what started it all, terrific anticipation on the defensive end.
And that's exactly how you get yourself into transition. The gamble pays off.
And so it's Los Angeles, enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost never see. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And we'll be back with you shortly.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. It's the Lakers out on top at halftime. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, how do you feel about it?
Well, they killed it on the glass, and they did it with high-level fundamentals, blocking out, maintaining position, and going up strong to the basket. If they board like that in the second half, this league will continue to grow.
And Shaq, what do you have to say about the Mavericks?
Well, with the way they struggle to defend the three-point line, it started to look like almost do not be afraid to bring more defenders out high. They got to make life tougher on those outside shooters.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Austin Reeves really making a difference here.
What a menace he was on defense through the first 2 quarters, just disrupting everything.
Well, it was about effort and anticipation. Hard to get into an offensive rhythm when you know this guy is lurking.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Getting underway in the second half, here's the 5 for Jason Kidd. Holding on the way along with Thompson. Then there's Doncic. Then there's Daniel Gaffney. And it's Marshall in at the 4. Greg, as you were saying, beyond the blocks, what makes Anthony Davis special on defense is the way he navigates the floor.
In pick and roll action. Davis, though, too quick and smart to take advantage of. He can flip screens, hedge, switch, and recover like he's a 3-and-D wing.
Pass to Thompson. He dishes it to Marshall. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And on the way from Irving for 3. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound. Davis has got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Hachimura. And another basket for the Lakers.
Wow, what a start to this half. 3 for 3, dictating the pace on the offensive end. They're rolling early.
Irving kicks to Doncic. Pass to Gafford. Ball's knocked loose. Out on his own on the break. Here's Jafino. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And everything is dropping for them. Terrific second half run.
And I think it's been all about their offensive efficiency, shooting the lights out in this quarter.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, the last few years, we saw teams giving up bounties worth of draft picks and trades for star players. But with teams now possessing more roster spots to develop prospects, and about 3/4 of the tradable picks awarded by just a third of the NBA's teams, we may not see so many picks given up moving forward. Kevin?
You're exactly right, David. Something certainly to keep an eye on. And it's time for an injury report. And let's get an update on Austin Reeves' injury. David, what did you find out?
Well, guys, I was able to talk with the head athletic trainer of the Lakers about his status. He is in a lot of pain right now because of what they told me is a dislocated finger. And if he misses a lot of games, it will obviously be a big blow to their chances of winning it all this year.
Thanks for the status report there, David. At least we now know how he's doing.
Yeah, when you talk injury, the unknown factor is always a difficult thing to deal with.
There's no question, because even if you know what's wrong, individuals have different healing times. The time frames can be totally different for similar injuries.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
And it's out of bounds to the Mavericks as Dallas retains possession. Well, we know, GA, the Mavs are so adept at running the matchups they want. They're patient and methodical.
Yeah, they never look like they're in a rush, right? Even when you send a double or trap the ball, the Mavs stay calm and know where to go. It's what makes slowing down their pick and roll so difficult.
Jackson Hayes, he's checked in for the Lakers. Knocked loose. Doncic outside, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And the players on your screen now have been experts with the ball in their hands for the last 10 games, leading the small forward position in assists. In the third spot, Rui Hachimura.
And these are some of the best teammates you're ever going to want. Very unselfish players at a position where you don't see a lot of offensive facilitators.
Well, you see plenty of that when any of these guys are on the floor. They're each very good at keeping their options open, trying to find the best possible shot on every trip, and no individual agendas. That's crucial.
Knocked away. Vanderbilt with the steal. All alone, and the dunk by Vanderbilt.
I'll tell you, right now, these guys cannot be stopped.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
Got a piece of it. Passes it to Gafford. 2 minutes. Now, here's Cleveland. And the pass to X on the wing, Thompson. Hachimura with it. Now defended by Exum. Pass to Jafino. Again, the Lakers. And a closer look here at the hustle stand for Los Angeles.
I like their defense today, and we don't talk about that side of the ball enough. You can really change a game when you get a bunch of steals and get out in transition.
They've also been scoring on the break. With how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court, anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
4 on the clock. Here's Hardy. Dallas, no good that time either.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Pulls up from the corner, and again it's the Lakers.
The chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
There's 53 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Inside. Now here's Hayes. D right on him. Pass to Shafino. And again, Los Angeles with a triple.
I'll tell you, this guy is proving to be a problem for the defense. In this quarter, he has been special.
23 seconds left to play in the third. And that'll be Dallas. As Mavericks retain possession.
Substitution on the court.
And so here's Dallas. They're scoreless since the first half. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Here's Hachimura. Again, Los Angeles.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
And so it's Los Angeles, able to put on a show for the ages. And you have to credit their defense for the job they've been doing against Irving. Kyrie's been almost invisible out there, and we don't say that very often. We'll get right back to the action when we return. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today. As we get going in quarter number 4. James is out there with Lewis. Then it's Rui Hachimura. Then it's Connect. And it's Hayes in at the 5. That's who's in the game for the Lakers.
Boy, they are feasting right now off of all of these turnovers.
And so it's Dallas with tipped away and stolen by James. He takes it in.
LeBron James Jr.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Now, here's Hardy. James covering. And here's Hardy. And stolen by James. Goes up. And the dunk by James.
Way ahead of the field.
Ronnie James. I knew it. Okay.
Big time play right there, showing the activity and ability to impact this game.
A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Now, here's Hardy. James defending. That's tipped. Pass to Prosper. Now, Kleba. Connect with it. Now, Lawson defending. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Here's Hachimura. And again, it's the Lakers.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their play.
Well, what great game planning, what great execution. It doesn't get much better than this.
To the paint, looking to end the run. There's the dish to Powell. Hachimura against Cleveland. Here's Lewis again, Los Angeles.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And James with a clear path to the hoop. And James throws it down.
Well, they've won the battle of transition buckets, and those easy points have helped them build this lead.
Well, this is their pace. This is exactly how they want to play. A little fast, a little loose.
It's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
That was ball.
The Lakers making a switch here. Davis is checked in. Irving's checked in for Dallas. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Here's Prosper. Misses in close.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
Connects. Gone 2 of 3 from the field. They get a hand on it. And now running up the court. Lewis pushing it up. Here's Hayes. And another basket for the Lakers.
Well, that's 3 of their last 5 baskets in transition.
Pass to Hardy. Doris, why is there so much parity around the NBA now?
Yeah, Kevin, I think the new salary cap rules have certainly contributed to what we're seeing in terms of that parity. Super teams are more difficult to assemble. The talent is more evenly spread. And obviously, it has made for a greater level of competition. What could be better?
And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Kicks it out to James. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
Ever since precision basketball on the offensive end.
I got to believe that's something the coach talked to them about at the halftime. They have valued each possession.
Lewis passes to Hayes. Here's James. Again, Los Angeles.
But if he gets hot, you've got to run people at him. Anything you can do to disrupt his rhythm.
1:36 left in the fourth quarter. Now, here's Hardy. Defense right on him. Dallas, no good that time either.
Boy, against so little defensive pressure, you have to convert that.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious everyone who
He
watches
looked just like his dad.
mismatch and a true show of strength for the Lakers.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And for the year now, they'll wrap up their win total to an even 40.
They were really smart in the use of that game plan tonight. Used it in their first 2 games against the team, which equals to 2 wins.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats, just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Anthony Davis.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand. Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
Here's Irving. Misses, and the dry spell continues. And here are the Lakers. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. James with the bucket.
Convincing lead with very little time remaining, and The fans are pumped.
Well, they're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
Now, here's Hardy. James covering. Lock at 6. He swats the ball away again. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end.
So it's Los Angeles win this one
We would like to thank the Dallas Mavericks for coming to LA. Sir, we have to beat y'all 127%.
Be a defining one.
We see you next time go around.
When they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home, no doubt helps. And the execution was flawless.
And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who's standing by with our player of the game. Take it away, David.
Thanks, Kevin. Anthony, tell us the focus for the team coming into the game tonight.
Well, before we started the game, Coach came in and told us that we knew what we had to do. We were trying to stop a lot of their actions. And, our biggest focus for the game was guarding the ball. That's what we did, coming out of that timeout and never looked back.
And it led to a win. Thank you for your time, Anthony. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
All right. Let's see what we got. That's a damn shame, ain't it? That's so good as hell. Alright, the next game for January 24th is the Brooklyn Nets.
Time to start the weekend in style. We welcome you to Friday Night Basketball on 2K Sports. This is Brian Anderson, joined courtside by Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg. Our reporter tonight, Allie LaForce. Now let's check out the starters for Brooklyn. Schroeder and Thomas make up the backcourt. Johnson is out there with Bojan Bogdanovic. And it's Sharp in at the center position. And for Los Angeles, Vanderbilt and Davis patrol the paint. Then it's Austin Reeves. Then it's Rui Hachimura. And it's Hood Schifino in at the point. This can be a time of the season when it's hard for players to keep their focus, Grant.
Oh, man, B.A., the buzz of a new season is behind you. The playoffs are a long way off. This is when a coach earns his keep, making sure his guys stay energized and focused.
And so off the tip, it's Brooklyn.
All right, let's go.
Thomas against Reeves. Thomas outside. Pass to Schroeder. Vanderbilt pulls it in. Davis against Schroeder. Davis goes in. And finished off by Davis.
Good job,
What
Davis.
separates Davis from the pack? In my mind, it's his all-around offensive game. Size, skill, perimeter shooting, and post-up prowess.
Where you going?
Outside Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Thomas. And it's off the back of the rim. No good. Here's Chifino, covered by Schroeder. Here's Hachimura. Money from the wing.
Hachimura was hoping the ball
Good job,
would come his way,
Hachimura.
and he was ready.
And it's Brooklyn ball. 4-point game. And this matchup with Los Angeles, their first meeting of the season.
And with this matchup being East versus West, this is the first of only 2 meetings between these teams.
And, you know, there's always a bit of a filling out process in that first game between opponents. A lot different than when you've played a team you're familiar with.
Now here's Vanderbilt, averaging around 5 points a game. And Davis with the
Good job,
the
Davis.
assist by Vanderbilt. Davis is
on the road with it. Good
Talk
job.
about a great start. 3 of 3 from the field to get the game going. They're cooking with gas, folks.
Stripped it away. And he bangs it home.
Good job,
with one
bud.
hand.
You can really feel the momentum swinging in their direction.
You know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
You know, Clark, with the Lakers, at times it is hard to maintain a sense of continuity.
Boy, it sure is, B. I mean,
Good job,
there's always
Hachimura.
pressure to improve or be at your best, but even more so when you're playing in the glitz and glamour of L.A. and all that history. And because of that, sometimes it can lead to high team turnover.
They call the timeout.
Timeout called. Brooklyn coming off a win against the Blazers.
Oh my, talk about mental toughness. The crowd was roaring against them, but they were able to focus and finish the task at hand.
Boy, you know, it takes character, poise, toughness to win on the road, and that's exactly what they showed last game.
Here now are the teams that have made a difference with their defense. In the
Yes, sir.
Number 1, Los Angeles.
They've turned up the heat
What's
defensively
up?
over this last stretch, trying to force more
I said, what's
turnovers.
up?
That's been their game.
I'm talking about, you got tomorrow off? I said that's
Sharp finds Johnson. Thomas with the ball. To halt the run.
when, tomorrow?
Davis with the block.
You bullshitting, bro. Good block.
Really
You
helped
bullshitting,
AD
bro.
defensively.
Damn. Damn, bro. Yo, if you see somebody on your live called King Daniel, that's Prince Daniel, bro.
Here's Johnson. In the game against Portland, very impressive.
Yeah, because it fucked me up when he popped on. I'm thinking it's somebody
Bogdanovich down
new.
low, working on Hachimura.
Just brutal. I mean, 5 straight misses to begin the game. And whether it's the defensive effort or just bad offense, they're holding their opponent to a very low field goal percentage.
Bottom line is, they're ahead on the scoreboard, and that's all.
What's up?
I just love the ball movement.
Nets trail by 12. From undrafted to closing games with LeBron,
You gotta,
Austin Reeves.
You gotta upgrade your what you call
it,
bro.
really is a great story. I mean, this guy has just
Don't
continued
did you already?
to prove the doubters wrong. Nobody's going to outcompete him. He's fearless. He's got great skill. Doesn't lack for confidence either. He's one of my favorite players to watch.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Schroeder. Rebound by the Lakers. They come into this one having outplayed the Mavericks last time out.
Thanks to their stellar defensive intensity, they registered a ton of slaps in that one.
And the hustle they showed on that end was infectious, contagious. I mean, their squad really got after it.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
Yeah, they're hoping to turn things around with this timeout.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
Brooklyn making a switch here. Simmons is checked in. Here we are in the middle of the season. Let's see where the Western Conference standings sit. Taking a look at the Lakers. They're in first place right now with a tremendous record. They're certainly the team to beat.
When I look at the Lakers, they've been a real Cinderella story for sure. It's clear they believe in themselves. That kind of camaraderie is so valuable to a team's success.
And the credit belongs to them for what they did and didn't do during the offseason. I mean, they had a vision, they set it out, and they've stayed true to it.
Out of bounds. It'll go to the Lakers. All right, let's take a look at some numbers for Cam Thomas. Christian Wood is checked in for the Lakers. Christie comes in for Hood Schifino. Claxton, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Watford comes in for Johnson. And here in the first quarter, a little over 3.5 minutes played. Christie passes to Davis. Up and in from the
job,
Davis has got his third basket of the night.
They've shown so much energy right from the start, particularly on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out
They
with
won't let you in there. Remember what I told you?
Oh, got that one up.
There you go,
Hachimura's got 6 points. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Lakers.
Well, you know, they've been aggressive on the defensive end, and it's paying off for them. Quite a few takeaways for them in the early going.
And I've also really liked how aggressive they've been in the open floor. I mean, when they see a chance to push it, they go for it.
Stolen! And it's the Lakers on the break. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Good job, Chris.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wood.
And in addition to plenty of unprotected balls, they've also stolen the #1 spot in steals. You just can't give these fast-handed guys any opportunities to swipe at the ball.
And it's no secret the league is definitely more offensive-oriented nowadays. And they are the best of the bunch in following that trend, leading the league in points per game. Now here's Watford. He had a big outing in that Trailblazers game as well. Simmons finds Thomas. Just 5 on the clock to get back on track.
And you see that in building their lead, they've done an impressive job on the defensive glass.
Yeah, you're right. Not one second chance looking for the opposition. They're boxing out on every shot.
Good job,
So far, they're owning both ends of the floor. We'll see if they can keep this going.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
Open shot by Reeves. And
Good job,
it's
Reeves.
the Lakers.
They're pushing the ball at pretty much every opportunity.
7 straight fast break points. They've got the defense gasping for breath right now.
Now here's Claxton. Still no points. Davis with a rebound. Here's Christie. Thomas defends. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Really taking charge of the game, largely with a detailed interior attack.
And, you know, that involves pounding it inside, getting as many points as you can right at the rim. That demoralizes a team.
And Brooklyn has possession. The Lakers getting their last shot to go. Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Got a hand on it. Fast break. Here come the Lakers. Here's Christie. That one falls.
Good job,
Coming
Christie.
off Davis' feed. Davis has got 3 assists now in this one.
Their offense is looking like a well-oiled machine, getting any look they want.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt
They fall apart.
And so it's Rui Hachimura making things happen for Los Angeles. Hunting for opportunities, leading to 9 points in the quarter. We'll be back in a moment. So far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And for the Lakers, this has been the game they wanted to have.
Well, clearly they played well in the first period because of their selfless attitude.
Yeah, and you know, so many of their hoops came off an assist, which is a good sign of ball movement and sharing that ball.
And you played for several different coaches with very different philosophies, Grant. Did you have a favorite system?
Well, you know, B.A., I did. I played 19 years, a number of different coaches, but the 8 seconds or less offense back when I was with the Suns as a player, you want to run, and honestly, it's so much fun getting up and down the court like that.
We've got Jared Vanderbilt. He's out there with Jackson Hayes. Austin Reeves out there with Rui Hachimura. And it's Christie in at the shooting guard position. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. And the Lakers making a change here. Hood Schifino's checked in. And the Nets also making a change. Schroeder's checked in. Outside Reeves. Right side Vanderbilt. For 3. Sure.
Vanderbilt.
3-point
Good job.
Vanderbilt's got 10 points.
Adjustment time for these guys. The defense has to make some adjustment here.
And here's Schroeder. Yet to see a basket. And as it goes out of bounds, Brooklyn able to keep possession. The league is already buzzing about this year's three-point contest. So let's have a look at the players likely to make an appearance.
The three-point contest only becomes more competitive every year as long-range shooting continues to be a coveted talent in the league. But these guys are in a league all their own.
And you look at Hachimura, he's gathered enough votes to currently sit at the number 4 spot on the list. He must be excited about the prospect of competing in this event at All-Star Weekend.
And it's obvious the fans want him there as well. He's a dangerous man from beyond the arc who could have a real shot at winning that event.
And as we continue to count the votes, we'll update you on any changes to the list. No matter who is in it, though, it's going to be fun.
Maybe this is the year we see a perfect score. Who knows? I'll be sure to be locked in on all of All-Star Weekend, especially the three-point contest.
Oh, they get a hand on it. Pass to Reeves. Oh, he goes up high.
Reeves, that was nasty.
Reeves has understated size for a guard, attacking that rim.
Ooh, a great look there. Brought to you by the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. On the break.
Another one, Reeves.
Lets it go. Again, the Lakers score.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
On the break. Powered down with both hands.
They're really in control on both ends of the floor right now, forcing turnovers and finding easy points while the other guys struggle to keep up.
Boy, they're in a rough patch right now.
Yeah, momentum is definitely not on their side.
Pass to Thomas. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. And his teams are grinding through their schedules. Let's see how it's going out east.
Oh, Atlanta first.
You take a look at Brooklyn. Their efforts so far have put them 5th in the conference with plenty of time left to move up.
Well, I think for Brooklyn, nobody really knew what to expect from them at the start of this year. But as the season has progressed, it's clear that they are contenders.
Very clear. I mean, they can compete with any team in the league, and I think they still have some upside, room for improvement.
Outside Johnson. Now here's Schroeder. Defense is right there. Back to Johnson. 6 to shoot. Knocked away. And stolen by Hayes. And out of bounds. The Nets will take it. And a moment to check out who the Los Angeles Lakers have coming up. On Sunday, they'll defend home court against the Portland Trail Blazers. And then on Tuesday, they'll be playing against James Harden and the Los Angeles Clippers.
Looking at this stretch, they should have little issues beating most of their opponents. They just need to keep the intensity up and avoid playing down to their competition.
Knocks it loose. The Lakers, another fast break opportunity here. And here's Connect outside. And a
good job, Connect.
For the Lakers.
To give them credit for cashing in on the turnovers they've caused.
Converting them into points is what they've done, and that's been a big factor in this game, guys.
Now here's Schroeder. He's closely guarded. Johnson finds Sharp. Thomas with the ball. And they're on the break. Jumps up and finished off by Hayes.
Good job, Hayes.
Teach that kind of court awareness. Nice steal by Reeves.
Jackson Hayes. That's what's up.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Now here's Schroeder. Still without a bucket. There's the drive with Chapino. And it's flushed.
Good job, Hood.
Their offense is looking like a well-oiled machine, getting any look they want.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
The NBA is focused on the next generation. Commissioner Adam Silver said a lot of top draft picks are incredibly skilled, but that doesn't necessarily translate to being team basketball players. There's an opportunity for us to be more active participants in developing younger players and getting kids active. BA?
One step ahead, Allie. Thanks.
Good job, Reeves.
Reeves has got 9.
Hard to win games when you allow clean looks from the perimeter.
You're exactly right. I mean, those come back to bite you every time, just like it's biting them now.
And so it's Schroeder with it. He brings it up for Brooklyn. After this game, they can look forward to L.A., where they'll match up against the Clippers. That game will conclude the 3-game road trip they're currently on. Fast break. Here come the Lakers. And a strong.
Good job, Reeves.
That's a terrific play by Reeves from the moment he took off to the basket. No holding back at all.
And they've been careless with the ball tonight.
Yeah, it's a lack of focus and a lack of discipline. They're better than this.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. Here are the top passing teams in the league so far this year. The Lakers, number 1.
The beauty of this offense is that the ball never stops moving. If the shot isn't there, the next pass is made.
Outside, Finney-Smith. Stolen by Vanderbilt. By himself. And Vanderbilt.
Good job, Vanderbilt.
Leaving absolutely nothing on the table right now. Their focus and execution has been outstanding.
Yep, they're starting to stretch this lead out. Too much offense to keep pace with.
Now Schroeder. No points so far. Finney-Smith's shot is off.
It's obvious
they're becoming frustrated. Nothing seems to be going their way.
You know, guys, no denying it's been a rough patch here. I think they've got to run whatever is best in their playbook to get a good shot.
They've been the more poised team tonight, and the score reflects that.
Well, I like the way they're playing. A very smart first half. Quality shots, not wasting possessions.
Here's Reeves. Oh, now That's how you finish a break. Throw it down with force.
Hey, we know it's hard to score in this league. Reeves knows that, too. That's why he wants to score in transition whenever he can.
Here's Thomas. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers making this game a no contest. They poured it on early, and they've never let up. Well, when you win the battle of turnovers, you typically win the battle of possessions. More NBA on 2K Sports right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime. It was all about the Lakers as the game got going. They ended up scoring 14 unanswered points. Really doing
Miss
damage
Patricia,
early.
what's going on?
The intensity, impressive. They came on extremely strong as the quarter was winding down, nailing all 6 of their last field goal attempts to close out the first. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this win. What do you think, Kenny, about what we saw from the Lakers?
Their effort on the glass, absolutely key to setting the tone. They wanted to send a message with their physicality, and they wanted to dominate on both ends. A really terrific performance thus far.
And over to the big fella. Your thoughts on the Nets?
It's their defense that's put them in this spot. Giving up easy looks all over the place. It's like they don't have even a game plan in place. Check out the field goal percentage that they've allowed. Well, that's not going to cut it, man. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. We've seen Jared Vanderbilt really having a great game.
Well, if he's hit threes like he did in the first half, he's going to have a monster night.
Yeah, you know what? The defense is going to adjust. They'll be ready for him now. So I'm sure
good,
they talked a lot about how to slow him down.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. So on the floor for Brooklyn, Schroeder and Thomas make up the backcourt. Bojan Bogdanovic out there with Cameron Johnson. And it's Sharp.
Good job, Hachimura.
That is big time by Hachimura. No mercy at all.
Clark, Hachimura has always been a monster with his strength. He knows how to use his frame.
He sure does, and he has an ample frame, B.A. Working out with LeBron during the summer and training certainly hasn't hurt him in that regard. He knows how to use his body.
Good job, Vanderbilt.
He's become a pretty reliable three-point shooter and all-around scorer.
Knocked loose. Fast break. Here come the Lakers. Here's Hood Schifino. Oh, and he breaks
Good job, Hood.
with a two-handed jam.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
Hachimura outside. Lets the three fly. And the
Good
Lakers
job, Hachimura.
from deep.
Their ability to get out and run the floor has accounted for a high percentage of their points.
Yeah, and if you've got the legs to do it, I think it's the best way to play. And they've made that commitment.
Pass to Bogdanovic. Hachimura against Bogdanovic. Releases. And there's Reeves.
Good job, Reeves.
Assist from Hachimura. Reeves has got 15.
Once again, a turnover leads to points.
And they've really made the most of all those chances they've had from these turnovers. It's really driving their offense right now. Actually, it's their best offense.
Shot from the wing. Again, the Lakers.
Good job.
Their defense is getting beat up the floor, and no adjustments have been made at all.
Thomas with the ball. No points yet. Pass to Schroeder. 5 to shoot. Yet another steal from him.
Got to be careful around him.
Man, he's been incredible at coming
Good
up
job,
with steals.
bud.
They're making it look easy out there, just having fun.
Yeah, offensively, they've just been rolling. Impossible to stop.
Bogdanovich on the wing. A shot to stop the run. Back to Schroeder. Pushing it up, Los Angeles. Lakers again in transition. Here's Reeves. That one falls.
Good job, Reeves.
Davis' feet. Reeves has got 6 in the quarter.
And getting out in transition has really helped fuel this run.
Fast break. Here come the Lakers. Takes it up with both hands.
Good job, Reeves.
Credit them for making the right halftime adjustments.
You know, they came out of the locker room, revved up the gas pedal, and haven't slowed down yet.
And Brooklyn with possession here. Searching for that first bucket here in the third. Schroeder passes to Bogdanovich.
Come on, young man.
5 on the clock. And it's blocked by Davis.
That's what happens when you challenge Davis. He can be so disruptive as a defender.
Here's Hood-Schifino. And another three for
Good
the
job,
Lakers.
Hood.
Adds to their lead. They've been able to rely on him all night.
And Schroeder has got the ball here for the Brooklyn Nets. And we're going to have a jump ball.
Held ball violation. That will be a jump ball.
Brooklyn with the ball. Reeves against Johnson. Hachimura from long range. And the Lakers hit it.
Good job, Hachimura.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
Here's Schroeder. It's Thomas on the wing. Shot clock at 6. That's tipped. He swipes the ball away again.
He's able to anticipate their every move.
An absolute pest on the defensive end.
Good job,
Look at how
Vanderbilt.
the hustle game has been going for Los Angeles.
I like the fact that they've been very aggressive at the defensive end, tenacious. They're jumping passing lanes and coming away with a lot of steals.
And another note, how about the way they've cashed in off turnovers, taking advantage when given the extra opportunity. You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
He's putting on a show this quarter, and the team's feeding off his energy.
Vanderbilt with it. He's picked up by Schroeder. And Vanderbilt
Good job, Vanderbilt.
Their offense is looking like a well-oiled machine, getting any look they want.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
And here comes the break. Here's Reeves. Throw it down on the
Good job, Reeves.
Always a focal point for this offense. Reeves is on another level tonight.
To end the drought. Thomas misses. Sharp against Davis. Lets it fly. And the Lakers tack on 2 more.
Since halftime, they have been efficient and effective, making Coach very happy.
Boy, I like the disposition and attitude since halftime. They're patiently looking for good shots.
And so it's Los Angeles showing no mercy and just piling it on. Looking dominant and focused right now. And they've been shooting the lights out from the arc. All those threes have this poised for a blowout. We'll be right back. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Vanderbilt and Davis patrol the paint. Then it's Connect, and it's Hood Schifino in at the 1. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. Watford outside. You know, Grant, we've seen career performances in the play-in tournament, but the stats don't count for regular season or the playoffs.
You know, that's crazy, B.A. So let's just count them as playoff stats. There used to be only 3 rounds instead of 4, so there is a precedent to adding
boy,
more
don't
games
you fuck that up.
Official postseason.
And that was good. Davis.
They're just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Pass to Simmons. Here's Whitehead. Just 5 to shoot. Nabbing another steal.
Yeah, he's been an absolute thief on the floor tonight.
Good job, Hood.
By the way, that swipe puts him tied for second all time for most steals in a game. What a defensive effort for him.
Oh, he trying to.
Simmons, the pass to Whitehead. Now the Lakers moving it up. Pushing it up now. He stops. He pops. And the Lakers tack on 2 more.
They've earned 3 of their last 5 points in transition.
And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half of this fourth quarter. And so it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. Some changes for Los Angeles. Hayes comes in for Vanderbilt. And James is subbed in for Hood Schifino.
Brownie.
Here's Simmons. Pass to Whitehead. Shot clock at 5. Here's Milton.
Come on, Youngin.
Goes back up. Ooh, poked away. Stolen by Davis. Here we go, one-on-one. Oh, a nice one.
Well, he's going to get dunked on. Good job, Lewis.
Changing ends quickly. Scoring before the defense can set up. They've been doing it all game.
You know, they've been the more up-tempo team, clearly. It's helped them gain the advantage in this one.
Simmons, the pass to Milton. So, Clark, you think the winner of the NBA Cup should be guaranteed an automatic playoff bid?
Man, that's interesting. I think it could make for a more competitive tournament. So if that would be the outcome, then I would be all for it.
Good job, Lewis.
The tournament winner is the #1 seed at the end of the season. I think you'd have to find alternative incentives then, BA.
Outside Simmons. And here's Milton. The ball's knocked loose.
And what I told you, you got back up.
Over Simmons. And again.
Good job, Brian.
And at any level of basketball, the turnover differential can make all the difference.
Value the possession. Vital to winning basketball games. We all know that.
Good steal, Bronny.
You cripple yourself.
Here's Lewis. Oh, and that one.
Good job, Lewis.
Powered it down.
Maxwell Lewis.
Is looking like a well-oiled machine, getting any look they want.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
On the wing, Milton. Looking to end the run. Deflected. And he recovers it. Back to Simmons. Just 5 on the clock.
2 minutes remaining in this ball game.
Here's Davis. And Davis.
Good job, Davis.
creating separation, using the bounce. That's a skill that AD's developed over the years.
Now the Lakers moving it up. Here's Lewis. Oh,
good job, Lewis.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
Pass to Watford. 5 on the clock. Here's Whitehead. Over connect. Whitehead can't get it to go. How about the unselfishness of this team?
Yeah, the willingness to make the next pass has this defense scrambling.
The 3, James. And the Lakers.
Good job, Bronny.
Really hard to think of things they didn't do well in this one. Certainly a dominant night on offense for the Lakers.
And you don't usually see this kind of blowout, but tonight they delivered the punishment.
I mean, what's so impressive is they never wavered in their approach. They just kept at it and showed they were without a doubt the better team.
And their efforts tonight pushed them to 41 wins on the year so far.
And they meet just twice, so taking the first meeting means a lot to this team.
When it is just a 2-game season, the team winning game 1.
Good job, Hayes.
Slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
Down low. James against Simmons. James goes in. And it's
good job, Bronny.
Stepping up and nailing an important shot to put this away.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
James against Simmons. Pass to Whitehead. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter here to snap the cold streak. Davis for the rebound. And here's Connect outside. Good.
They got a big lift from their crowd, giving them the energy they needed. Boy, they've given their fans plenty to cheer about, that's for sure. Effort, skill.
We'd like to thank the Brooklyn Nets for coming to LA. Sorry we have to beat y'all 130 to zip.
Well, this might not have
See
been
you
the most
next time go around.
we've ever seen, but you've got to appreciate their masterful performance.
And I'm sure their fans appreciated it too. We saw the outstanding defense and a loaded offensive effort, and they were just dominant out there.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson. So long, everybody.
All right. Let's see who we got. Oh, that's right. We got the Trailblazers. All right, for January 26th, we have the Portland Trailblazers.
Downtown Los Angeles. That's the location for the Trailblazers. The #1 pick in the 2018 draft with a presence that precedes him. DeAndre Ayton will lead the charge for his team as they prepare for their contest against the Lakers. Blazers, Lakers is next. Hello, fans. Welcome to this presentation of the NBA Sunday Night Action right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me at the table, Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And we've also got Hall of Famer David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Henderson and Simons are their guards. Williams is out there with Denny Avdia. And it's Ayton in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for Los Angeles, on the block, it's Vanderbilt and Davis. Then it's Rui Hachimura. Then it's Austin Reeves. And it's Hood Schifino in at the one spot. We're only around halfway through this very long season, GA. This is when the grind, I think, really kicks in.
Yeah, you think about the physical and mental toll this game takes on you. And I miss being out there, but man, I tell you, it can be a grind.
Now here's Henderson. Poke loose. Fast break. Here we go.
And he stood there.
Pushes it down to finish the
Good job, Bud.
So often we see this transition bucket.
He stood there.
And there's no defense for that. Live ball turnovers, they are the worst.
Simons against Reeves. And it's the Lakers on the break. For the finish, uses both hands.
Good job, Reeves.
The endless energy of Austin Reeves doing it on both ends.
And they're bringing you up close and personal on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. And up the floor again for the Lakers, running the court.
You got to
Good job, Bud.
The defense, no time to react.
And all of a sudden, that man was just on the other end.
We're about 1 minute into the first. Ayton, the pass to Simons. Henderson outside. Right side, Simon. It's won by Los Angeles. They traveled to Portland last time they faced the Trailblazers and came away with the win.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really
Good job, Reeves.
disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnover.
That was the key factor, and it has to have a carryover effect. You get in a team's head when you cause them to make that many mistakes.
And Hachimura with a clear path to the rack. And the dunk by
Good job, Hachimura.
Just a heads-up play by Reeves, snatching the ball and taking it the other way.
So it's Portland now. Nothing yet up on the scoreboard for them.
They call it timeout,
in the last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, for that loss, you can credit their defense or lack thereof. Too many breakdowns on that end of the floor.
Some of it was solid shooting from their opponent, but they didn't have any teeth with their defense. Need to be more active than they were.
And we've got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. Shams, what's the story?
Well, guys, the Blazers with a draft night trade for two-way wing Denny Avdia, a young but established player on a value contract. Portland's added a guy who should help them win now and down the line. Guys, it appears Avdia is going to be a pretty seamless fit for Portland.
Okay, thank you, Shams. Ayton dishes to Williams. Vanderbilt with it. Now Henderson defending. The pass to Hachimura. And again, it's the Lakers.
Good job, Hachimura.
Taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Lakers.
From the tip, they are not making things easy on them. Lots of steals, playing disruptive basketball.
And also, given the game is more fast-paced nowadays, I like the way they've capitalized in transition, keeping their foot on the gas.
Lakers have gone a perfect 6 for 6 in the game up to this point. Pass to Vanderbilt. Lets it go from deep. And again,
good job, Vanderbilt.
Triple.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Yeah, not just an impressive showing on offense, but on defense as well, executing their game plan perfectly.
Now, here's Simon. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Indiana. Trying to end the drought. And he overshot that one, missing.
Oh, wow. Okay, we're going to start the game with 4 straight misses. Oh, look, that's about as rough as it gets. It'll get going soon.
Hachimura.
And again, Los Angeles with a triple.
They call a timeout. It's a damn shame, bro.
Come up with a much better start than this. They just have to keep it going.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, I talked to the Lakers head coach, and we talked about the matchup against Scoot Henderson. He told me Scoot is an extremely talented player. He's already somebody you have to game plan for with his scoring and playmaking. This is a guy with superstar potential. The coach has a lot of respect for the skilled youngster. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. And here's a look at some numbers for Anthony Simons.
And guys, I think the best way to measure his performance these last 10 games is his effective field goal percentage, which has improved, and a sign that his game is in much better shape than it was not too long ago.
Now, here's Simons. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them. Pass to Williams. Just 5 on the clock. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. As we get a break in the action, let's take a peek at the team's scoring leader. The Lakers, number 1.
I mean, it's an exciting brand of basketball that they're playing. They've got such deadly weapons. Teams have had a heck of a time trying to slow them down.
Davis inside. He's covered by 8. Out of bounds. Portland takes possession. Wood is checked in for Vanderbilt. Portland also making some changes. Grant is checked in for Avdia. Shaden Sharp comes in for Anthony Simons. And Delano Banton's subbed in for Henderson. Got a piece of it.
Oh, that's some bullshit right there.
Sharp against Reeves. And so the ball.
Let it go, boys. Let it go.
And with the pause here, how about the stats for Williams? And he's in the top 20 in steals, bringing that focus and intensity at both ends.
And trying to muscle up shots against him is tough. His body type makes it supremely difficult. Just a dominant rim protector all season. Now, here's Sharp. 11 points last game. Here we go, all alone. A finish. Trips down the
good job, Breeze.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
They came out and bum rushed them. Huge difference in activity level from both teams tonight.
And out of bounds is Los Angeles Kings possession. Let's check out the Western Conference standings right now that we're here in the new year. You take a look at Los Angeles. They're looking extremely sharp right now, poised in the top spot and playing very well. And, of course, the Trailblazers, they have a lot of ground to make up.
You know, for Los Angeles, they have caught the entire league off guard. This was not a position anyone thought they'd be in at this stage of the season.
Good job, Wood.
This year, and they stuck with it, and it's worked out to perfection.
And it's the Trailblazers with the ball after the three-pointer from Christian Wood. Here's Banton. He's coming off a 10-point game against Indiana. Tipped away. Stolen by Reeves. Moving it up. From deep, Wood. And
Wood! And really setting the tone early with their three-point shooting.
Sharp against Reeves. Now, here's Sharp. He's guarded closely. Ball's knocked loose. 5 on the clock. And up before again for the Lakers, running the court. Here's Hachimura. And
Hachimura
with the triple.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
36 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Here's Banton. No scoring in this one. Will it go? It's tipped. And they'll turn over. Could not get off a shot. 4-second violation.
Lakers ball. Substitution on the court.
And here's Los Angeles. Hayes down low. Ayton's there. And the shot goes down.
Good job, Hayes.
This offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed.
To the middle. Picked off in
Oh, thank you.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers out there all by themselves with a 32-point lead to end the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll return shortly. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, the Lakers are pretty much in control here.
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
They're playing for one another and focusing on making winning plays. You love to see it.
RJ's so often with rookies, we want to judge them after half a season. But we're not very patient with them. How long should we give players to prove themselves in the NBA?
Well, there's a different type of prove yourself.
Christie.
I was taught after about game 60, you're no longer a rookie because you played every team. You understand the defensive concept. You might be a little fatigued, but after that, you're no longer a rookie. But to judge them, if they can play in this league, it can take a couple of years.
Here are the 5. Portland has to start the second quarter. Grant steps in at 4 with Ayton, the big man, in the middle. The guard pair are Henderson and Sharp. And it's Abdia in at the small forward.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
Vanderbilt's checked in for Los Angeles. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Reef is checked in. Here's Connect. He averages about 5 points a game.
Vanderbilt.
Shot is good.
There you go.
Getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Pass to Sharp. Shot clock at 5. Shoots a fader. Vanderbilt with the rebound.
Well, that's what you get when you go for style points with the fadeaway. And look, he paid the price.
To the inside. Again, Los Angeles.
Good job, Chris.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Knocked Loose. Now the Lakers on the break.
You know what I told you?
And here's Reeves outside.
Reeves.
And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
All these threes.
Oh, they got 2 points?
Been the driving force on this
Oh, okay.
For Portland, they've gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Grant outside. Now the pass to Henderson. Shot clock at 6. Hobby on the wing. Shoots over Connect. Portland again missing. The Lakers on offense. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. From downtown, knocks down the 3-ball. Connects. Got himself going with the triple. His first basket.
Good job, Connect.
That's why he's in this league. Connect is deadly from deep.
And Reeves comes to help. Taken away by Hayes. All alone, and Hayes throws it
Good job, Hayes.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
And it's the Trailblazers with the ball, following the bucket by the Lakers. Pass to Grant. Sharp with it. 5 to shoot. Knocks it loose.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
This is snowballing for them.
Connect.
They've got to get a good look next time down.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Yeah, coach has to be thrilled. You can draw up all the X's and O's you want, but guys have to go out there and execute with enthusiasm.
The Lakers, another fast break chance right here. And he takes the feed.
Good job, Reeves.
We've seen this before. Reeves is a skilled offensive player. He can fill it up.
Here's Henderson. Still without a basket. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Passes to Christie. For the 3. And
good job, Christie.
Again, just lackluster transition defense.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Now here's Hayes. He's tightly guarded.
Christie.
And it's the Lakers.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm. And you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed.
Here's Reed. 11 points for him in that last game against Indiana. And Hayes throws it down.
Good job, Hayes.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Yeah, once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind.
Here's Christie. And it's Portland with the rebound.
What was that?
Sharp, the pass to Henderson. .107 left to play in the first half. Here's Grant. Off the mark, and the drop continues.
Fantastic positioning there to contest that one.
Textbook defense. Take a good angle to the shooter and bother
Reeves.
That one goes. Counted. Reeves has got 7 now in this quarter.
He's been meticulous on offense, and it's paid off with a flawless shooting percentage for him so far in this game.
Here's Hayes, and Hayes throws it
Good job, Hayes.
Restricts the ball and making a play that created.
Hey, young man, give me it,
As
ain't
soon
he?
as they got the steal, it was off to the races. This is the aggressive mindset that the coaching staff encourages them to maintain.
Here's Sharp, following the bucket by the Lakers.
I love
We've
my
got 33 seconds left in the second quarter. 6 to shoot. Fast break, the Lakers. Here's Reeves.
Good job, Reeves.
Tough to finish it off. Beauty.
Talk about execution on the offensive end. They're leaving nothing on the table right now.
It's caused them to pull away a bit. Let's see if they can keep the train on the tracks.
And here's the break. Ball going up court. Again.
Breathe. I don't know why he passed it,
For
but
a moment, that's
good
his
job.
killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation.
After one half, it hasn't even been close. Lakers on top, delivering the blowout. 2K Sports, back in a moment here in Los Angeles.
Oh, shit. My nigga said
The
delivering.
2K Sports Halftime Show.
Boy, a lot of energy in this arena tonight. The hometown fans getting after it. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaquille O'Neal's here. So is Kenny the Jet Smith. The Lakers did not hesitate to set the pace. Seemingly flawless as the game got underway, they were knocking down shots and playing tough defense as they went on a 13-0 run. At the end of the first quarter, they found themselves way out on top. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
Well, when you pass the ball the way they have, I mean, this is the kind of scoring line you expect. The guys are in total sync, and the difference is the ball movement. I mean, they're moving the ball around, and it's striking.
Shaq, how do you think Portland played?
They're not shooting it well so far. Actually, they've been terrible. But fellas, I got an idea for it. Feed the post. Let the big man eat. Jeez.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Austin Reeves really making a difference here.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
If they don't change their approach in the second half, let's just say his success will continue.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. On the block, it's Vanderbilt and Davis. Then it's Austin Reed. Then it's Rui Hachimura. And it's Espino in at the point guard position. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. And Simons has got the ball here for the Trailblazers. Pass to Williams. Henderson outside. From 12 feet out, Hachimura grabs the miss. And up the floor again for the Lakers, running the court. And the dunk.
Vanderbilt, good job.
Way ahead of the field. He can do pretty much whatever he wants.
And those might be the easiest points of the month for him.
Vanderbilt's gone a perfect 3 for 3 so far.
Bad. I know, right?
Henderson outside. At the top of the key, down to 5 on the shot clock. And another steal for him. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the
good job,
You always want to see your big man run the floor. There is no questioning Davis's effort on these plays.
Portland with the ball. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Anthony Simons came into the NBA at age 19, and he's paid his dues, working his way up from the end of the bench to a starring role. Coach Chauncey Billups says he just believes he's one of the best players in the NBA, and confidence is a big thing. Well, Kevin, he certainly earned it. Back to you.
I would totally agree with you.
Good job, Bree.
Whatever adjustments they made, they are working to perfection.
Oh, yeah, I can't agree more. They haven't missed.
Awesome display of athleticism captured by our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Nabbing another steal.
And you got to be careful around him.
No, Gray, he's
good
been
job,
an
Bree.
incredible steal so far.
Boy,
You have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
They've had great execution, and what stands out is that they're just taking what the defense gives them, not forcing anything.
Fast break, the Lakers. Davis surveying the floor. Count it, good.
Good job, Davis.
4 points now on the board.
This isn't a tough case to crack. If they want to put an end to this run, they'll need to start getting back on D.
And pushing it out. Here's Los Angeles. Here's Hood Shavino.
Good job, Hood.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their play.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed.
Hood Shavino's gotten all 3 of his shots to fall for him. 3 for 3. Henderson outside. To end the drought. The kick out to Simon. 5 on the clock. Back to Henderson. Vanderbilt against Simon. Hachimura.
Good job.
Guys, this is the NBA. You keep giving the ball away, you're going to get punished.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Down low, here's Avdia.
Good block.
Perfect timing by Hachimura. What a block.
Another miss. Boy, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting He is tearing the defense apart, and let's face it, they have not brought their A game on that side of the ball.
The Trailblazers have gone 0-5 to the start of the second quarter. Extremely cold shooting coming out of the locker room. Stolen by Reeves. And he dunks it down.
Good job, Reeves.
Allowing the defense to stop him.
So it's Portland now. Searching for that first bucket here in the third. And there's the pass to Ayton. Back to Simons. Poked away. And up the floor again for the Lakers, running the court. Here's Vanderbilt. And again, it's the Lakers.
Good job, Vanderbilt.
And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Lakers.
Great heads-up defensive play tonight, creating offensive opportunities for themselves by forcing deflections.
And they've also not only created turnovers tonight, but converted on them. All game long.
Good job, Reeves.
Has just been on.
Reeves not giving a fuck. Reeves letting them have it.
Henderson with it. Still yet to score. Pass to Ayton. And 1:01 left in the third quarter. And here's Reeves outside.
Good job, Reeves.
I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Teams putting a larger emphasis on
Reeves. Don't knock the ball out the man's hand.
Portland with the ball. And here's Henderson. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. Great. Good. Shavino's got 5 points now.
Those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been tripled.
To the middle. Here's Williams. Offensive struggles continue. Missing again. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. No one near Reeves as he and the Lakers hit again from deep.
Their offense gets that much better when the D has to pay attention to Reeves outside the arc.
Passes it to Ayton. Davis, that's for 2. What a trains it in at the buzzer.
All right.
They are firing on all cylinders. That shot puts 3 more onto their
The
as we head to the fourth.
Austin Reeves has been on display for Los Angeles. He's been a major threat from three-point range. Got 2 of them to fall in that quarter. Right back after this break. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Serving it up on a platter, that is a beautiful dish. And 2 teammates on the same page.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth, we've got Matisse Thybulle and Fenton in the corner.
And this is how AD led the league in block shots. It's not just his wingspan, but it's his awareness, his basketball IQ.
Oh, Louis!
And really pushing the tempo. Fast break buckets, a big factor for them offensively.
Here's Reed. He's guarded by Davis. Pass to Javino. Shoots a 3. A rebound by Reed.
Oh, boy, god dang.
Murray's got the ball here for Portland. Second chance shot. Out left to the wing. Here's Kamara. Lock at 6. Hayes with the steal. And it's the Lakers on the break. And there's the
good job, Reed.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent
Reed's
way
letting
to
them have
generate
it.
easy looks.
Yeah, when you hustle on the break like he does, good things tend to happen.
The Trailblazers have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Thybulle, the pass to Banton. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Got a piece of it.
Oh, wow. This close, you got to finish strongly. You can't give yourself room for a mistake like that.
Good job, Davis.
Look, if Big Fella gets his momentum going towards the bucket,
He got
it's just
8
a sure
points,
thing
3
for
rebounds.
AD, and he's going to throw it down.
Here's Banton. And another turnover here by Portland.
Lakers ball.
Looking to get on the board here in the fourth still.
Your Lakers. Connect. James.
Lakers have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Lewis kicks to Davis. Sinks that one.
Good job, Davis.
Davis has got 4 points this quarter.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Banton. James defending. Thybulle on the wing. They need this. On the wing, Murray. Tipped away. Stolen by Connect. 2 on none. No one back to stop this. Pushing it up. Here's Lewis. Again.
Good job, Lewis.
This is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
They've been able to attack the defense before they get set, really making the most of their fast break opportunities.
And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. And as we check out this year's contenders for the dunk contest, we get a look at some of the showmen, the best showmen in the NBA.
And with the names on that list, you know we're going to have a crazy competition this year.
And you look at Henderson. His athleticism is off the charts. And it doesn't go unnoticed, as you can see by how high he is. The dunk contest voting.
Yeah, the fans want him. I think
Good
the
job,
media
Connect.
wants him. Heck, he wants to be in, so I'm glad that he's in a position to take part.
So there you go. And as it's looking, this year's dunk contest is shaping up to be a fantastic competition. We'll keep you updated on the voting.
No doubt it's going to be a good one, Kevin. We've got players on that list who do things that you didn't even think were possible.
Grant, he's checked in for Portland. Shaden Sharp comes in for Murray. So it's Portland now. They have yet to put up any points here in the fourth. That's tipped. Stolen by Connect. Hayes down low. He's covered by Grant. Buries the long-range jumper. Lewis has got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for Los Angeles. Trailblazers have gotten off to a rough start in the fourth quarter, going 0 for 4 so far. Here's Reed. He's guarded by Davis. The pass to Pfeiffer. And out of bounds. Possession. Los Angeles making a switch here. Hachimura is checked in.
Davis like, shit, I could take me a break. Oh, LeBron is there.
Lakers have gotten 7 of their 8 shots to fall here in the fourth. A tremendous offensive output. Over to the wing. Three-pointer.
Connect.
And it's Connect. Time on the assist by Lewis. And 12 points for Dalton Connect. Portland with the ball. Now, here's Sharp. And another turnover here by Portland. Some changes here for the Lakers. Anthony Davis, he's jacked in for Jackson Hayes. Christie subbed in for James.
Christie.
.157 left in the fourth. Here's Hachimura. Again,
Hachimura. They like love.
I encourage Hachimura to fire away.
Here's Banton. Richard, who do you think is the most impactful player right now in the NBA?
I stand by this. As long as LeBron James is wearing an NBA
Good job, Connect.
first, second, and third. The ratings say that. The money says that. As long as he is playing, he will be the most impactful player in the NBA.
We've got 1:28 left to play in the final quarter.
There you go.
And it's out of bounds. The Trailblazers able to retain possession here.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Lakers.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so they'll be advancing their win total to 42 games.
They were really smart in the use of that game plan tonight. Used it in their first 2 games against this team, which equal to 2 wins.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Austin Reeves.
Steals are almost a forgotten stat. We don't talk about that a ton, but he's been huge in that category.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
And let me tell you, as a team, you love to hit your stride right at the crucial moments. They put this game away in style.
Here's Reed. And there's the block. Just stops it and takes possession. Pass to Hachimura. 7-second difference, shot and game clock, and that one is good.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
You have to love their effort. This game wasn't handed to them. They took it.
Ball's not loose. To the wing on the left. Here's Connect. Again.
And really the story of this second half. One team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
We would like to thank the Portland Trailblazers for coming to LA. So we have to beat y'all 135-2. See you next time go around.
Commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home.
I want to thank my fans,
when you play
King Game, Patricia,
so pumped up.
Jacqueline K. Douglas. Thanks for coming. Kicking with your boy.
Take it away.
This your boy Livin with the Hendersons.
Thanks very much, Anthony. Great
signing off.
When you guys
Peace,
are rolling,
love,
what is your team
and loyalty. But I am going to give you the next banger for later on.
our offense was clicking, but most important, our defense was clicking. And then when you do that, it's hard to beat us.
Yeah, I know defense is what Coach wants to see the most of, and you guys did it tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Much appreciated, David. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Along with Greg Anthony, Richard Jefferson, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Hart. Thank you for watching tonight's presentation on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
Alright, for later on's 3-banger. January 28th, we have the Clippers. The Lakers goes to the Clippers. January 30th, we got a 1-game homestand against Chicago Bulls. February 1st, we kick off the road trip. So we gonna make sure we get it in. Alright, y'all. See you later.